Hello Gemini, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection, so we've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle, this middle section looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second, but I still have a different tarot deck I'll be pulling from for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck I'll be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, the whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps and leave what doesn't. All right, Gemini, let's jump on it. On your side of this connection, you have a romance with the Hangman in reverse. This romance card indicates that there are some strong feelings present. And I feel like those feelings, just right out of the gate, yeah, okay. I feel like those feelings are keeping you holding on despite maybe the way that things are in this connection. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, good relationships are worth fighting for. But I feel like there are some things that you need to know. This person, they have love with the Lovers in reverse. So this person, I feel like, does have feelings for you just as much. I feel like there is a reciprocation of feelings here. However, with this Lovers in reverse card, this is this energy of not feeling lovable, not believing that they are good enough for love. So this is where I feel the problem arises in this connection, is it's, you know, this person not feeling lovable might push you away, which you might know that, like you might be able to see that this person doesn't feel lovable or good enough for love, but you want to show them that they're lovable. You want to show them that you'll be there for them. So it's like you kind of are then turning around and putting up with not really receiving the love that you deserve while trying to love this person. And I feel like it's created some discourse in the connection for sure. Now this person, or excuse me, in between the connection, you have ego with the Three of Cups here. So this, I see this as like, if you kind of look at it, it's like ego is what's blocking this connection from some sort of like a healthy union here, from a healthy, like basically getting to a point in this connection where things are good and reciprocated and both people are happy. I feel like ego is definitely a factor. The overall theme of the reading is passion. So I definitely feel like there are strong feelings here, and that's not to be denied, but I feel like there's something that is kind of getting in the way from this connection coming together in a healthy, sustainable way. So let's see what we've got going on here, Gemini. Let's start with your side of this connection, romance with the Hangman in reverse. This is for Gemini's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Gemini's side of this connection. Woof, woof. Okay, Hierophant, Tower, and Devil. Okay, so there's something that keeps repeating in this connection. And I say that because I feel like this Tower is, it's like the, I don't know if like last straw kind of energy is right or what. But it just feels like it's like, here we go again. Like we almost get there and then things fall apart. Or like we start to progress and then it's like, well, okay, we're right back to where we started. Or, you know, things finally feel like they're good and then something happens. And it just feels like it's like this consistent, like, coming together, we're going to reach the potential, things are good, and then like, man, what the hell happened? And this Hierophant is this need to kind of look at things from a different perspective because there's this devil energy involved. Now, the devil energy is, to me, really speaking of attachment. We attach our happiness or our ability to be loved or experience the love that we deserve and desire to a certain person, and we think it has to be this person. If it's not this person, I'm not going to be loved, I'm not going to be safe, I'm not going to have what I need. Then we'll kind of put up with a lot. We'll put up with a little bit more than we typically would put up with in relationships. And I feel like because there are such strong feelings in this connection, and because there's maybe a really deep attraction or a lot of chemistry there, that there might be kind of this, it's like you're on this roller coaster ride with this person, but it's like the ride never stops. It's like just constantly up and down and left and right. And you're like, what the heck is going on? Because in this tower, like I said, it feels like it is just, it keeps repeating. Keeps repeating. And I do think that that's why, because the Hangman in reverse, I heard like kind of like white knuckles. And I pulled that card originally. It's like you're holding on for dear life through this roller coaster. You're like, oh my gosh, I just want this. I want to get off this ride. I just want some stability. I want to feel connected and grounded in this connection. But it just feels like it's like, oh, we're almost there. There's the ending. I see it. And then it's like, oh, nope, okay, we're going around again. So I feel like this is probably some pretty frustrating energy for you, Gemini, for sure. But let's keep going. Queen of Cups. Ooh, interesting. Page of Swords in reverse. See, I feel like you're showing up as the Queen of Cups in this connection. Nurturing, compassionate, open-hearted. Like, I feel like there's so, yeah, because there's the Three of, okay. There's so much empathy that I feel like you have for this person. It's like, I feel like you've been so understanding to the extent that, well, because the Page of Swords in reverse is a lack of communication. So maybe not being totally honest about what you need or how you feel or where you're at, because maybe you don't want to hurt this person, or you don't want to push them away, or you don't want to make them angry. And I feel like that it's like you're just waiting. You're waiting for when things will be good. Because here's this Three of Cups. So I feel like you have this idea of like getting to this healthy place, this place of harmony and balance and reciprocation. And I feel like you're like, we just have to get there. Again, it's like this we just have to get off this freaking roller coaster. And then, because I feel like your intentions are good here, Gemini, I do. I do feel like you have good intentions. You could be dealing with a water sign too, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You definitely don't have to be. But I do feel like your intentions are good. But with the Six of Swords in reverse, you feel very stuck. I feel like you feel stuck. You don't know where to go, why things aren't progressing. And I feel like that makes it really difficult for you because, again, you keep waiting till you get to a certain place in this connection, but this connection keeps taking you for a ride. But I feel like the highs on this roller coaster, the highs feel so good. It's like when you're up there and you're connecting, and it's like it's so good and it's so promising and it's so wonderful. And then it's like, bam, that tower. We're right back to the bottom. We're crashing again. And I feel like you're holding on because you're like, I want to experience how good this can get, like, consistently. And so you're like, you're holding on through the highs and the lows. It's like you feel stuck on this roller coaster. It's interesting. There's the King of Cups. So you definitely could be dealing with a water sign. There's definitely water sign energy here, which doesn't necessarily mean you need to be dealing with a water sign, but I feel like the emotions are really strong here. It's like there's a lot of intensity emotionally in this connection. All right, what else is going on with Gemini's side of this connection? Okay, there's the Hierophant. So Spirit is asking you to look at things from a different perspective. The Seven of Wands in reverse which can be this energy of like doubting your own truth, not setting boundaries, not standing up for yourself. And maybe there's a reason for that, because with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, you're definitely not getting what you need out of this. You're definitely not getting what you desire and what you need consistently. It's not that it's never good, okay? I feel like, in fact, sometimes it feels really, really good, which is part of the problem, because you see like what it could be. There's glimpses of, oh my gosh, this is so wonderful and so magical and it feels so good. And then it's like, you know, but it's not consistent. And the lows are like just as low as the highs. And I feel like Spirit is asking you to look at less what's going on and more, okay, I'm going to say this and then we'll elaborate on it. But instead of focusing on why the roller coaster won't stop, it's more focusing on why you won't get off. But it feels like you won't get off unless this person gets off the roller coaster with you, right? You're like, we're in this together. So the only way the roller coaster can, you know, I can get off this roller coaster, I can get off this ride, is if this person gets off too. So you keep waiting for them to make whatever decision they need to make or to do whatever they need to do so that you guys can get off this ride. But Spirit is saying, but what if you could get off? What if you could stop this? What if you could find, what if you have more control over how you feel in this than you think? Now it's hard, right? When we love and we care about someone, we'll kind of put ourselves in the middle of their messes. And we'll hold on through all of those messes because we feel like it'll be worth it in the end, right? It'll be worth it in the end. In fact, I feel like that's kind of what a good theme of this reading is. It's like, it'll be worth it in the end. Relationships are difficult, right? They're hard. They take work. It'll be worth it. And though that's true, healthy relationships don't make you feel so up and down. It's like there's the highs aren't as high because the lows aren't as low, so there's just sustainability. It's just good. It's not always good. There's dips here and there, but it's not, oh my God, this is so amazing. Oh my God, this is so horrible. And I feel like there's a lot of experiencing that in this connection. But again, emotions are strong here for sure. So let's see. What does Gemini need to know about this person? Love with the Lovers in reverse. Is that upright? See, oh my gosh, there it is. Page of Cups in reverse. The Empress of the Page of Cups. Let me get one more. Oh, okay. Queen of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Two of Swords here. Get a very stubborn energy with this person. It's very stubborn. Okay, Empress of the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, so there's this energy of this person does value you. I feel like they see your value. I feel like they see what you bring to the table. I feel like they appreciate how you show up in this connection. However, with the Page of Cups in reverse, it feels like there's this energy of emotional unavailability. It's almost like they appreciate what you have to give, but they don't know how to accept it. And if they don't know how to accept it, they certainly don't know how to reciprocate it. So I feel like a lot of their decisions that they make in this connection, because emotional unavailability can stem from so many different things. But I feel like, you know, especially if there's this feeling of being unlovable, right? Of not being deserving of love, of not seeing their own value and seeing their own worth and seeing that they're worthy of all this love and compassion that you're bringing to the table here. Instead of opening up to it, they're going to keep it far, far away. They're going to push it away because it's going to trigger those feelings of not being deserving, those feelings of not being lovable. So they desire it, they're open to it, they want it, but then they push it away, they close off to it. It's like, and that's where I feel like the roller coaster is high and low, is it's like, oh my gosh, we're on the same page, things are good, and then this person is like, oh, insecurity, vulnerability, pushing you away. You know, I don't know how to handle this. And that's when you hit the lows. Now, this Queen of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Two of Swords combination is interesting too, because it feels like this person is, first of all, very, very, very in their head. Very in their head about everything. And kind of like up in the air, like not very grounded, needing to come back down to earth. And it's almost like maybe sometimes they do. It's like they get, again, those glimpses. It's like, oh, wait, I want to make this work. I really care about Gemini. I want this to work. And that's when it's like, oh, it's good, yay. And then ego kicks in. Because, ego, it's so demonized. The word is so demonized. And we all need an ego, okay? But we need to make sure that our ego isn't making decisions for us. That's the tricky balance there. Because your ego's primary goal is to protect you. It's to keep you safe. It's literally to keep you alive. So it will do that by putting you in situations that it knows you can survive. So if you're not used to experiencing the love that you deserve and desire, or the care and compassion that you would like, it's going to feel very outside of your ego's comfort zone. So your ego is going to do what it can to get you back in your comfort zone, which might be loneliness and isolation and pushing away good things. And that is something that, in order to stop that behavior, you have to have emotional awareness, and you have to be, working on things and making sure that you're not letting your trauma and your wounds control things for you. And I feel like this person isn't doing those things, which is why I feel like so many of their decisions and behaviors come from this place of like, oh, my insecurities are being triggered. I must do something about that. I got to push away the thing that's making me feel triggered, when in reality, all relationships are going to trigger your insecurity, especially the healthy ones. The healthy ones are going to trigger your vulnerability and your insecurity and your unlovableness, and they're going to push you to grow and be open and to face the hard stuff. But if you're not in a place where you're willing to do that, you're going to sabotage the relationship. And so when you're dealing with someone who is in that place, it feels really confusing because you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what they're feeling. You're trying to figure out why they're this way one day and then this way next. And you're like, I swear they have feelings for me. Like, sometimes I really see it and I really feel it, but then they turn around and they do something completely different. That's because this person, this roller coaster ride that you're on, this is their own thing that you've gotten on the roller coaster of them not feeling lovable and them struggling with that. And I feel like it's like you're doing everything you can to stop the ride and to get this person off, but that has to be their choice and their decision. They have to commit to being open to the self-awareness and emotional intelligence that it takes to commit to doing the work in order to make a relationship work. But your ego isn't going to like that. This person's energy toward Gemini. I feel like this person, so 4 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, I feel like they do a lot of distracting themselves. So they bury themselves in things that make them not have to deal with or face the way they feel. It could be work, it could be self-sabotaging behaviors, it could be maybe even addictions, like it could be anything. But I feel like they have a tendency to focus more on distracting themselves from the way that they feel instead of handling the way that they feel. And I feel like that's why, when someone is just like, when someone's not dealing with their emotions are going to deal with them, right? Their emotions are going to make decisions, good or bad, and they're not going to have the self-awareness to make, logical choices in their life because their emotions are going to be controlling everything. And when you're dealing with someone who's struggling like that, your instinct is going to be, I want to help them. This person struggles with feeling lovable. They struggle with feeling open. They struggle with, loving themselves. I want to show them they're lovable. I want to show them they're deserving of more. I want to show them that I can help them. I can take care of them. I can love them. They just have to let me in. They just have to let me love them. But what you don't understand is, like, you're dealing with someone who doesn't know how to be loved. And the only way we learn how to be loved is by loving ourselves first. It's not by other people loving us. Now, other people loving us and creating a safe space for us to help us heal, grow, evolve, face the hard stuff, that's one thing. But if someone isn't doing the work, there's nothing that someone else can do to heal, fix, or save them. And then what happens is when that person doesn't change, or they don't open up, or they don't let you in, or things don't progress, or things don't get consistent, you're going to go, what's wrong with me? Why is this person not seeing the value I bring to the table? Why are they not seeing how lovable and deserving and compassionate and caring I am? And then you're going to start to doubt whether or not you do bring anything to the table. You're going to start to doubt your own worth. You're going to start to let their feelings of unlovableness and their inability to accept the love that you have to give start to make you wonder if you're lovable. And that's where the problem arises. And I feel like that's where you have to get off of the ride yourself, and you have to understand, you have to get to a point where you're able to say, before this can work, before we can have a healthy, sustainable relationship, you've got to learn to love you. You've got to learn to let me love you and to reciprocate that love for me. Because if not, you're going to be in this savior role of trying to get somebody else to love themselves, which is going to leave you feeling less and less loved, because all of your love is going to go toward the other person. So you're not getting any, and this person isn't giving any to you. So your cup's eventually going to run dry. So I feel like this is just paying attention to making sure that, you know, you're taking care of you too. It's obvious that you want to take care of this person, but just make sure that you're taking care of you too. Right? This person's energy toward Gemini. See, this is the part. This is the problem. Judgment inverse with the World. They're not wanting to face the truth, the reality. You know, when you're dealing with someone who struggles with feeling lovable and good enough for love, and they push it away, and you try to say, hey, you're pushing away love, they're going to go, no, I'm not. They're not going to want to see the reality of that, because if they don't want to face the fact that there are things about them that make them feel unlovable, if they don't want to face themselves, there's nothing you can do to make that happen. That has to be a decision that arises from them. And so this is where there's a problem, because any two people can make a relationship work as long as both people are willing to put in the work to make it happen, right? Both the work on themselves and the work on the relationship. But if you're dealing with someone who isn't wanting to work on themselves, but instead distract and run from, you're going to be spending so much of your time and energy trying to stop the roller coaster, trying to make it work, trying to fix, heal, or save this other person. So they're stuck in a cycle, pushing away love, desiring it, seeing the value in it, but pushing it away because they don't feel good enough for it. Now, here's the problem. 95% of our movement, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious. Only 5% of the way we interact with our reality is conscious level decision making, right? So this person isn't sitting there with the thought process of, wow, I really desire love, but I don't feel good enough for it, so I'm going to push it away, right? That's where, you know, our trauma and our wounding will have a really big, or will play a really big role in our decision making if we don't address it. Which is why I feel like that's where it's out of our control whenever somebody else won't address their own stuff. There's nothing we can do to change, fix, or heal somebody else. So what can you do? Because again, look at this from a different perspective, right? You had that 7 of Wands in reverse. Setting stronger boundaries. Making sure that you're not experiencing a relationship with someone who is only willing to take but not willing to give. You know, that is where protecting yourself and making sure that you're loving yourself first is so important, because that passion and that excitement that comes with these kinds of connections can be really, really invigorating, intoxicating almost. And it can make you say, oh, but it's so worth it. You know, I'll take every ounce that I can get from this person because it feels so, so good when things are good. But you don't deserve so good when things are good. You deserve good majority of the time. Not all relationships aren't perfect, right? But if majority of the time you're wanting more, then what you're doing is you're setting this dynamic up that says, I'm okay with what you give. What you give me is enough, even though it's not, even though you do want more. You want off the roller coaster. You want stability. You want commitment. You want emotional vulnerability. And those are okay things to want. Those are incredible things to want. Those are absolutely things that you deserve. But you have to make sure you're dealing with someone who is both willing and capable of providing you with those things. I often make the analogy of like someone who like wants to run a marathon but doesn't do the training, right? They want to run the marathon, but if they don't do any training, they show up on marathon day, they're going to fail. It's not going to work. They're not going to make it to the finish line. Same kind of thing. Someone might want a relationship. They might want love. But if they haven't done any work on themselves, they're going to have no idea how to show up for that connection in a healthy way, in a healthy manner, in a sustainable manner. They're going to sabotage it. They're going to push it away. And that's, I feel like, where, you know, we have to understand that somebody else's decisions and choices has very little to do with us and so much more to do with them. But, you know, there are things that are within our control, right? Setting boundaries, choosing ourselves, speaking clearly about what we want and need, respecting those boundaries that we set, things of that nature. But I'm going to hop on over to the extended view of ego with the Three of Cups. I'm going to dive deeper into these messages, looking at the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Thank you so, so much, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope, Gemini, that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Gemini.